helping caregivers, that's a huge benefit that you can do. If you could just say, hey, we'll come in and we'll take care of things tonight. You guys go out and have a bite to eat together, or go see a movie or whatever. And so that's a very valuable benefit for having helping in that situation. So
it seems to be like having that really good support system.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So without it, how would you and Renee have handled the situation, or if you would have handled it, or?
I would have probably pulled my hair out and screamed really loud and pitched fits.
I believe that.
If
Randy.
I had a dog, I'd probably kick the dog. And no, I'm just teasing.
No, you would have done it.
I'm not sure how we would have handled that without help. Having a community, having a team of people that surround you is crucial. Because when you do it on your own, we had help there, but there were times when we kind of felt alone because nobody really understands what you're going through. Mm-hmm. And if they haven't gone through or had a problem, like that with a loved one that they've had to take care of, then they can't relate. So having a community, having people around you that surround you and love you and care for you and want you to get through this, that's huge. That is huge.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're funny, dude.
I don't think I am, but okay.
So with everything happening,
I like to have fun.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. With everything that has happened, with the transition with your dad and now, was there something that impacted your life the most in all of everything that you went through with your dad and now where you are in life? Do you have that one thought like, wow, I'm glad I went through this because this is what I got out of it, or this is what I've learned, or this is how my life has changed?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I took from all of that and from where I am now is God is real. And there's nothing that we go through that he doesn't know. And he is intimately involved in our lives. And there were so many times, really after both my parents passed away, that the only strength that I found was getting on my knees and really just trying to figure out, God, how do I work through this? How do I, because I felt like my heart was ripped out. I had lost both my parents, and, what do I do now? And so I think over the past, now my father, I think it's been 5 years now, but over the 5 years, God has just proven that he is there and that he is watching over and he's guiding every step. And that's so comforting because, we often go through periods of time where we're lonely. Mm-hmm. And we're like, God, what's going on? Where are you? And it's through those, it's like the Footprints poem, through those tough times is when he carries us. And so I feel like, God has always carried me through those tough times. So it's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. So if I had to take one thing away, knowing that God is real and God is there and that he has a plan and somehow that fits together in it. So.
Wow. I'm speechless.
And that's not easy.
No. That's wonderful. That's wonderful because a lot of people will be resentful or angry, or upset. And some people will walk away from God and blame God for the things that they go through. But it's refreshing to hear that you're seeking God. And not only that, you're applauding him and thanking him for acknowledging really for him being in your life, even at the rough times.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that it's all about him being there with the good times.
No. Yeah. No, it's, when you're, we're involved in leadership. And so one of the great things about that is that we learn that on the mountaintop, everything is good, everything is, is well, but you are preparing for the valley because the valley's coming. And then when you hit the valley and things are just rotten, you can, because you were on the mountain and you were preparing for the valley, when you hit that valley, you can learn from those challenges that you went through. And you say, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And God, what are you teaching me? What do you want me to learn so that I can be better, so that I can help other people who are going through those same situations? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So you mentioned leadership. What do you mean by leadership? What is life leadership?
During that process of us going through all the challenges with giving care to my family, the church that we were a part of, there was a family that befriended us, and we really became close. And they began to ask us some really deep questions like, where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want your life to look like? And, are you where you want to be in life? And those questions really got me thinking. It was like, I'd been a business owner for many years, but I'd never really thought about those kinds of questions. And so they began to really kind of share with us some principles and kind of get us thinking about, where we were going and what we wanted to do with our lives. And they were business owners. They had developed a business and a business asset that kind of gave them freedom to be able to help people and serve people. And so it really got me curious. And so the more we began to learn, the more we began to really see that there was something here that we needed to find out about. So life leadership kind of walked into our life at just the right time, and we walked into a community of people who were principle-centered and Christ-centered, wanted to serve people, wanted to help people, but wanted to develop people and help them to achieve more in life. And so we've been connected with this company and organization now for about 3 years, and my life is totally different from where I was even back then because I've learned so much. The principles they're just biblical principles, really, but it's made such a difference because it's changed my thinking and helped me to not only know where I am, but now know where I'm going in this life and have a goal, have a dream of what I want to accomplish. Mm-hmm. So it really came into our lives at the right time, and we just have now met just an incredible community, and we're building now a community of people that are doing the same thing. So it's awesome.
So it's basically they became your caregivers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And you became the caregivers of other people,
exactly.
And just in a different sense. It's just to ignite their life in a way.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great perspective. We've connected with a whole community of people that want to help and serve and better not only their lives but the lives of others. And I really had sort of a heart change through that whole process because I was a little more selfish and thinking only about what our needs were and not so much about what other people wanted. And so as we began to kind of transition and learn leadership and learn financial principles and learn all these things, we began to see that, wow, we have now the opportunity to go out and serve others and help others. And it really, it kind of takes on a whole different meaning, and it's a change of heart because you find out what's important to other people. And when you listen or when you hear people talk, you really have to, it's listening to what they're saying. And that's something that I didn't do real well. It was all about me and what did I want to do? What was important to me?
Right.
But anyways, yeah.
Well, caregiving is one characteristic I always think that it is and believe it is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because you have to sacrifice. And sacrificing means giving up
right.
yourself.
Right.
your whatever you are into to make someone else's life better,
right,
or to bring some comfort to them at one point in time.
Yeah.
So that's basically, you were more like in a training camp.
I hadn't thought about that like that, but yeah,
in a sense,
you're exactly right.
You know,
yeah.
And I'm going by what you're saying, because you said you were selfish and self-centered, and it was all about you and what you wanted.
Right.
And in that process, God just used the situation.
Absolutely.
It wasn't always good, but He used it for good.
Right.
To shape you,
right,
and to show you how to have a more sacrificial mindset.
Right.
Am I?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hadn't thought about that, but hindsight now, yeah, absolutely, is we have learned to be more compassionate. We've learned to be more humble. We've learned to look past our own needs and look to others. And I'm not sure that we could have done that had we not gone through that. You know, I think it's in 1 Corinthians or the exact chapter, I don't remember, but it talks about we go through tough times so that we can help others in tough times and be there for them. So, yeah, I look back now and see how God used that, and now how we can be a blessing to other people, and it's so cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So what would you want to say to our listeners today after hearing everything from you being a caregiver and how caregiving changed your life and how now you're on a better path and you become a better person? What is it that you want to encourage them with today?
Well, to examine where you are, to examine your life, to examine what your role is, whether you're a husband, your wife, your father, you're an uncle, you're an aunt, you're a cousin, wherever you are in this life, to examine where you are and ask yourself, are you where you want to be in this life? Are you accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish? Are you, is your life making a difference to other people? And I had to question those things in my own life, and I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't helping. I wasn't serving other people like I felt like God, really wanted us to do. And so, as you ask yourself, are you where you want to be? And then the next question is, where do you want to be? Whether it be in your marriage, your family, your business, your work, whatever situation that you're in, where do you have goals set for yourself 5 years, 10 years down the road? Do you have dreams? Do you have something that you're wanting to achieve in your life? Do you and I say dream because the word dream has kind of lost its flavor today. When you mention dreams, people say, well, what is that? Yeah. I had a dream last night, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting. But, in our culture today, we're not taught to dream. And so as we think about where we want to be, even the scriptures point to that, we're to redeem the time, and we're to plan for the future. And so even having, relationships, if maybe you don't have a lot of relationships in your life now, maybe there's not a lot of close relationships, but you can attract those to you. You can go out and you can serve people, and you can build those relationships with people. And so, number one, where are you? Number two, where do you want to go in life? Where do you see yourself down the road? And number three, pay the cost and go get it.
That's good. That's real good advice. Thank you, Randy, for coming on today. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to Live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey. God bless you.
Thank you, Opal.